The word says in Romans 8:28, no longer conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You all know, I can see, you all know the scripture, yeah, you know that scripture, but what are you doing about it? Are you no longer conforming to the pattern of the world? First part of the scripture. Are you? Because if you aren't, well, then you're not being obedient. It says no longer conform. Well, what are you doing that's conforming to that? If you're doing what's conforming to that, you should stop. Because he said no longer conform to the patterns of the world. Then he said, by the renewing of your mind, transform your mind. How are you doing that? How are you transforming your mind? Gillian's asking, how do I transform my mind? How do I unschool my mind? What I would say is you take all the good that you have gained and learned and take that as a gift and go, oh, I've got all of this experience and this training. I can use that now in this calling with the Lord. You don't have to chuck it out. You use it for Him. You don't use it for yourself or what you think that the children should have because the world says that. Because now you're conforming to the world again. I've heard people say this whole unschooling thing, you must unschool, and it's a buzzword. And I think, well, I never had that. We never had that when we were home educating our children. We didn't have to unschool. And I think, I wonder why I didn't have to go through this unschooling process. And then I realized what it was. It was because He said, do this way. That's that now. I don't have to go through the process of unschooling my mind. I can be grateful that I had that certain experiences in my childhood, and then my mother taught me this, and then I could teach them that. But the things that are not what He's calling you to do, why do them? Why try and force that into your home when He's told you not to do that? Because let me tell you, God is very, very pleased. I know I have a firm word. I'm not watering that down, but I do before I tell you about that, is to say that He is very pleased with each one of you mothers in this room because you heard Him. That's why you're sitting here. You're also sitting here because you care about your children, the children that He gave to your care. You care very, very deeply about them. You want the best for them. That's also why you're sitting here. And now I've got news for you, even better news than that. He cares more than you do about those children. You know how much you care for your children. You can't compare it to His care for those children. It is very, very important to Him that you raise them the way He wants them raised. They're His children. They're His. They've been loaned to you. You didn't create them. You didn't decide how tall they were going to be and what color hair they had and what their eyes and what kind of character. He created them. And He created them for His purpose, not yours. He didn't create those children so that you can do what you need done with your children. They're on loan. And you must do a good job of raising them the way He wants them raised. That's what He's looking at. And what He's seeing, even in home education, is there's celebration. Look, these parents are listening to me. They're bringing their children home. They're raising them the way I've called them to. They're seeking after me. And now they brought the world in. Boom, in comes the world. And now they're following after the world. But it looks like home education. It looks like they're following after me. But actually the fruit doesn't look like that. Because at the end of the day, the fruit's the same. This one's worried all about her friends and her things, and this one wants to do sport because his friends and his thing and so now the mother and the father are listening to the things of the world, and so now they slowly start conforming to the pattern of the world. And now where's the fruit, and what does it look like? Are these home educators being witnesses and being testimonies, and is the fruit of their life different to that of the world, or is it just the same? Just in a different place. Instead of a school building, it's in a home. So how different does it look? How unusual is it actually? You know, when I say unusual, how is it noticeable? Noticeably different.